Gaming and trash talk are two things that have complemented each other for as long as gaming has existed.
So there's gonna come a point when you forget about what happened, and you're gonna want to come back at me, and you're gonna want to wash the taste of my dick out of your mouth.
Grudge matches, FGC villains, and even a little online lobby trash talk is something that most players can agree has its place in gaming and is here to stay.
Immediately smack talking his opponent.
So why then have companies like Riot Games, Blizzard, and Ubisoft spent years systematically removing the toxic element of gaming by banning negative players and incentivizing positive ones? And does trash talking still have a place in gaming today? Let's take a look. Before we start, I think it's a good idea to distinguish between two types of players. There are toxic players who detract from player experience and add nothing positive to the game.
Why am I toxic?
And villainous players who are inherently antagonistic but do add a certain level of spectacle or hype to the game in the same way that a heel in the WWE would create a character for the audience to hate. A person to root against can be even more fun than a person to root for and serve as an added layer of storyline for the audience or player to follow. If you haven't already seen it, I would recommend watching Core A Gaming's video, Villains in the FGC and Esports. To grossly oversimplify his key points, this video basically states that a good villain is somebody who talks enough trash to be hated, but is also actually capable of winning. People like this give somebody for the crowd to root against because the crowd actually believes that person might win. Without ever winning, that person just becomes a clown, and the trash talk doesn't really add anything. This kind of trash talk elevates the game, and in my opinion, will always have its place in gaming. What does not have a place in gaming, and what companies are actively looking to remove, is just general toxicity and the trash talk that accompanies it. This kind of negativity isn't adding hype or drama to a game, it's just literally driving away players. According to a study recently done by Take This, a gaming mental health advocacy organization, toxic communities in gaming actually encourages new players to quit a game before even playing in the first place. Up to 42% of men and 34% of women reported they were more likely to quit a game or a match due to harassment, and a staggering 50% of men and 45% of women were likely to avoid a game entirely due to a toxic community. This means that for games with well-known toxic communities, League of Legends, nearly half of prospective players will simply never touch the game. With numbers like that, you can understand why game companies are actively looking to remove toxicity from their games, and unfortunately, good trash talk is getting caught in the crossfire. This feels especially relevant to the FGC, where trash talking is even more ingrained in the culture of the community, and there's always some debate going on about what is too far or who is genuinely a bad person outside of the game.
I think there's something wrong with him. I legit think there's something wrong with his head.
Whether you engage in trash talking or not, I think attempting to remove it entirely by doing things as stupid as punishing people for just saying GG at the end of a game is just dumb, and it doesn't really do anything to improve the community or improve the reputation of the community. In the FGC, telling somebody they are free after a match is your God-given right, provided you're not just harassing a new player or taking it too far. But the reputational risk companies face is real, and it's understandable that they would take measures to make sure half of all players aren't quitting before they even start.
Because at the end, we have to understand that Riot is focusing on people who are toxic. You know, if you're toxic, you get the ban.
So what do you think about trash talking? Are people just being too soft, or is this a real issue that needs to be addressed? Let me know in the comments. If you want to read this article, I've linked it in the description, and big thanks to this guy for making me aware of it. He makes great videos, so check him out if you want to see more fighting game content. Remember to like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.